got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop.
Love the purity of her language. It's very real. Nothing about it seems artificial in the back and forth of the language. And just the subject matter of Dr. Martin Luther King, his last full day, and how easeful the communication is between both characters. I think that's a really great part of the show.
I feel like she just has a really great way, like Charlie said, of writing humans and writing it very beautifully.
Yeah.
So I feel like that, watching it and reading her plays, I'm drawn to it because there's some of it I can connect to.
Right.
Because it's something I would say or something I would hear someone else say, but it's also so beautifully written that why wouldn't you want to see it on stage as well? So I mean, I love Katori Hall. She's one of my favorites.
Me too.
That's awesome.
The way that she's able to mix fact and who knows, it might be real, some fantasy, her imagination, and one of the big things we're laughing at is the gender, if you will, of God. That's one thing that's really, really cool to me. I think those are some of the really cool things to me, because it is a lot of factual things in it, also with a lot of, you could say fiction, but it who knows, it might actually be real. God speaks to different people in different ways, and I don't know, a lot of things about the supernatural, angelic qualities of it could very well be real, and that's intriguing and fun to play with.
And I think another thing that we've been talking about a lot in rehearsal is just the idea of if someone ever really knows that they're going to die. Just from our own experiences of losing family members, it's sometimes when you have people talking about it, it's almost like, he did seem a little this, or he did do a little extra that right before that person passes. And so it's very interesting because, of course, I'm curious to know how Martin Luther King's last day was before, and just what he did and what he ate, and if he thought something or if he didn't. And I think it's really cool to have a play that actually kind of may give you an idea of what this man, this legend, could have possibly been doing before he was tragically killed. So that's...
Yeah. And the fact that she's from Memphis, I feel like there's a lot of just natural... Memphis flavor in it, as well as the history, the supernatural. It's I feel like it's all there. She did a good job.
Yeah, she did her research.
But I'm gonna tell her she might need to be a playwright. I need to write something.
Well, I personally think that Camé brings out the fun, very lighthearted, not so serious part of Martin Luther King, because me growing up and learning about Martin Luther King, I've always only seen the very serious, the very stoic, controlled man who was also very good with words. But you never really get to see, unless you really know him as a person and as a father and as a husband, how fun and how lighthearted he could be. And I feel like Camé, my character, brings that out of MLK.
I agree.
They have a lot of fun.
I agree. I feel like just the natural turmoil of the civil rights movement and everything that was going on during that time period. He even says a lot, I feel like I've aged a lot. And I feel like his meeting Camé, he's able to, shave some years off, let loose, go back to the young minister that just loves everyone. He talks about radical love and how love is the most powerful weapon. And you get to see the love that he has for his fellow man, and then just joking and like you said, the opposite side of the icon that we always see or was projected to us. We get to see the laugh and the normal man behind the the icon. Honestly, I think one of the beautiful things with that question is that it's not. I feel like the beauty of seeing him as just a man helps me as an actor and as a person who's seen the play before understand that we as individuals can make big strides not only in our own personal lives but in the lives of other people. That we don't have to necessarily be a great oratorical. A great speaker, you know. That we can just, whoever we are, like he says, if you don't speak your mind, you know, that's not being a man. He said, I am a man. And he spoke his mind even when he knew people didn't agree with it or he was going to get backlash from it if his friends didn't agree with it. So seeing that part of him, the just everyday man, can show you that I can help change the world in some shape, form, or fashion just by taking a stand for something or doing what I believe in.
And just to add to that as well, I think the special part of this play too is that I don't think one is more important than the other, but the fact that you get to see both just makes him more human, just makes him more reachable, and he's a unique guy. There's no one else like him. Yeah. But just the idea that this play allows you to see both is the most important. That it's just not showing one side of them, okay? It's showing both of them. It's showing the speaker, it's showing the workaholic, it's also showing the very sad or scared, the very happy, the very lighthearted, the boyish part of him. Like, I feel like it shows a lot. And that's important to see all of that, the well-rounded human, because we all have different facets of ourselves.
Second guessing himself, you know, second guessing different things and trying to figure out where his different philosophies are changing or how they're changing. It's beautiful.
And like insecurities. Am I doing this right? Did I say something wrong?
Yeah.
And there gonna be more people there next time.
Family life, you know. We see pictures, you know, of him and his family, but to hear how he talks about his family, how he talks about his wife and his kids, children. And it's like a really cool glimpse into the life of Martin
Luther King.
Yeah.
And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land.